Oh, hey there, conscious business builders. If you're feeling unnerved by the economic challenges created by the COVID-19 pandemic, this episode is for you. Now, I'm going to be sharing 3 timeless strategies for success that you can apply to your business right now to ensure that you stay on track. Sound good? Let's dive in. Welcome to the Conscious Business Builders podcast. I'm your host, Laura Trotter, and I'm here to show you how you can make a bigger impact in this world through growing your conscious business online. Tune in for inspiring interviews with real-life conscious business builders, plus my own theories, thoughts, and tips for growing a thriving and profitable conscious business online. I'm all about making a bigger impact in our world, and I'd love to help you on your conscious business journey. So let's get started. Oh wow, so much has happened since we last chatted, and I've actually waited a little longer than usual to record this episode. Now, like you, life in my household has changed significantly over these past few weeks. Now, my 2 sons have been home from school for 5 weeks now. My husband's now working from home full time. And we've all had to get used to being in each other's space. Now, both my boys actually have special needs too, so they do a lot of therapies, which are generally provided face-to-face. So we've had to transition all of those online as well. And I've also had my nose in my own business, just rejigging a few things around. So we've been adjusting, as you have too. So I just wanted to say I hadn't forgotten about you all. I was just, dealing with my own life before I popped in and chatted with you again. But how are you? Honestly, I really hope that you're safe and well and out of harm's way. There's some scary shit going on right now, and I hope that you're okay. But I just want to talk about business today. I'm not a health expert. I've never proclaimed to be. I want to really share some tips with you that is going to help your business through this period. I understand if your business has been rattled by the impact of coronavirus. Most businesses have. I've been working with clients these past few weeks who have really hit the accelerator on pivoting all of their business online. But at the same time, I've had some close friends who have found themselves out of work for the first time in their lives. Now, these are heartbreaking stories. These are friends who have worked all their adult lives, some 20 years or so, building a successful business, only to have their income plummet to zero overnight because their entire revenue model was based on working with clients in person. Now, since most of you listening to this podcast have been building your online business for quite some time, you already know the opportunities of operating primarily online. In fact, for some of you like me, this pandemic hasn't changed how you work at all, right? But that doesn't mean that external market factors won't still impact your business in the coming weeks and months ahead, which is why today I really want to focus on 3 timeless strategies for business success. Focus on these and you'll be best placed to not just survive, but thrive through the stormy weather ahead. Okay, so the first strategy is to serve your current clients and customers first. It's much more cost effective to keep your current clients and customers than to go out searching to find new ones. This is always true. It's true especially in a depressed market. So during this time, make an effort to look after your current clients better than usual. Have they got some new challenges that you can support them through? Is there an opportunity for you to add a premium offering where you serve a portion of your clients at a much higher level again? There's a portion of your market who will always pay for a VIP service offering. Around 10% of your clients will pay 10 times more for your services if you offer them in a VIP strategic way. One thing I do want to share with you though is don't be swayed by the fact that it seems like everyone is launching their programs right now. My Facebook feed is going crazy at the moment with everyone launching their programs. And some of these people only launched them a month or two ago and they weren't planning on launching now. It's kind of like the doom and gloom of the market business world is just people are freaking out. They go, oh my God, I've got to put my program out there as well and create a bit more noise in the space. My advice to you is, unless it's strategic for you to launch right now, save your launch for later and see how you can better serve your current clients first. Of course, some of your current clients will drop off as their economic situation changes, but don't underestimate the desire for your clients who can still afford your services to continue to want to support you. Let them support you. Now, when my local yoga studio was made to close its doors just a few weeks back, I could have chosen to pause my membership and jump onto an online yoga provider who was really well established in the online space. And I know that quite a few people at my local yoga studio did cut their membership straight away. However, I really wanted to keep my membership going, and I actually would have kept paying my membership even if they weren't going to offer anything in the interim, just so there was still a studio for me to go to at the end of this period. However, they were making efforts to pivot online, so I wanted to wait for that space as well and wait for them to pivot online and support them when they did. And I can't tell you how reassuring it was during my first online yoga class with my local studio just a few weeks ago to have the voice of my usual instructor at the same time I'd usually do a class with them on a Saturday afternoon, just coming through my earbuds in my house, in my noise-cancelling headphones because my kids were screaming downstairs. But that voice, it brought me instant calm as it was something regular and normal from my pre-corona life that was now helping me in my corona life. I would have paid triple for that class alone. So look after your current clients and let them continue to support you. Don't just stop your services because you're uncomfortable making money or charging during this time. Show up and serve like you never have before. You may not actually realize just how much your clients need you right now, not just for the services you provide, but for the normality and the routine that you providing your services brings to your clients. Like my yoga instructor, I didn't want to hear new voices. I wanted to hear my yoga instructor into my ears, the one that I'm used to, and just hearing that voice just calms me straight away. You might have similar clients that appreciate that from you. So focus on them. All right, the second timeless advice is to focus on the things that bring in your results. Now, I've always been a fan of having multiple revenue streams in my business to minimize risk. In fact, I have around about 10 different revenue streams in my business right now, which has given me options to work with moving forward as the market shifts, right? But there's a downside of having too many revenue streams, and that's dividing your focus and your attention and your results. Now, I mentioned earlier on that one of the reasons I delayed recording this episode was that I had my nose in my own business rejigging a few things around. In fact, I made the decision to kill a revenue stream so I could sharpen my focus. I killed an entire brand. I killed my online eco-store Sustainer Home. Now, this revenue stream was making money, but it was taking up space and it was stopping me from doubling down on more secure and profitable revenue streams. And I know you might be thinking, that's online retail, Laura. Everyone's buying products online at the moment. And that was true. Like, sales weren't necessarily down, but it was taking up that space. And to be honest, it was stopping me from working in my zone of genius as a sustainability educator and a business coach for other experts and educators. It's stopping me from helping you. So what are you working on that's taking up space or stopping you from making your big impact? Many years ago, while working as a business improvement specialist for BHP, I learned about the Pareto principle. Now, it's where 20% of your efforts bring in 80% of your results. Well, if you apply the Pareto principle twice, this narrows down to 4% of your efforts that bring in 64% of your results. What is your 4%? Sustainer Home wasn't in my 4%. check your profit and loss statement and you should be able to find your 4% pretty quickly. It may have changed slightly with physical restrictions of doing business during the COVID-19 pandemic. Perhaps you need to pivot that thing that was bringing in 64% of your results. Pivot your 4%. Maybe you've got to pivot it online, but the principle is the same. Double down on the 4% of your efforts that bring in 64% of your profits and, get rid of the rest, or pause the rest if you're not ready to get rid of them. Double down on that 4%, always. Now, the third and final strategy I want to share with you today is related to pricing, and I want to be straight up with you here. If you simply pivot services you delivered face-to-face to online delivery, charge the same. There is no need to think that because you were delivering your thing through a computer screen that it's any less valuable, right? I want you to price for the results you get your clients. This should be the same whether you're sitting or standing in the same room with them than if you're delivering online. Now, I've seen so many examples where businesses have shot themselves in the foot these past few weeks by pivoting their services online and taking an axe to their prices. There was one business, kinesiology, I saw, their online prices were half the rate of what they were normally charging for in-person sessions. And I know a dance studio that the prices of the classes went down by about 80% by them offering them online. I'm just like, guys, what are you thinking? You're going to kill your business if you do this. And I could share more and more examples where businesses have reduced their prices in error. But what I want to share instead is what my local yoga studio have done. Now, what they did was simply release an online yoga timetable to all their members. So rather than fronting up to the studio like we would have a month or two ago, we now just do the classes at home via Zoom class, and we just enter our password and we can get into the class. Now, I'm still paying the same membership price as I would if I were attending the studio. But you know what? I'm actually getting more value. I'm now attending 6 classes on average per week, up from my 3 to 4 classes, and the classes are helping me to reduce my stress levels at a pretty intense time, right? It's a great example of a win-win. And they would have been crazy if they had reduced their prices during this time. So before you even think about reducing your prices, have a good solid think about the results you get for your clients. If that has not changed, there is no reason why your prices should change. Times are uncertain at the moment, and it's easy to get the jitters in business, even if you're yet to feel the impacts of the economic challenges created by this COVID-19 pandemic. But by focusing on your current clients and serving them better, doubling down on that 4% that gets 64% of your business results and profits, and pricing for the results you get your clients, you'll be well placed to weather the coronavirus storm and thrive, not just survive this period. All right? So take these on board, keep on working in your business, pivot where you need to be, and just, keep that level head on. Don't get the jitters too much. You can do this. Keep making that awesome impact that you're making, because the world sure as hell needs it now more than ever before. Take care, guys. Thanks for listening to the Conscious Business Builders podcast. I'm Laura Trotter. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love for you to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave a review in iTunes. And if you're keen to continue the conversation, head on over to lauratrotter.com. It's there where you can find all my best tips to help you grow your conscious business online and apply to work directly with me. I'll catch you there.